Big test tomorrow. Time to study for econ.
One eternity later.
Go. Morning everyone, welcome to Channel 5 News. Today, President Donald Trump announced a new plan to decrease unemployment, but it's already lower than previous months. As of 2017, the civilian unemployment rate is at 4.1%, and the natural rate of unemployment is at 4.65%. Let's check in with Rachel for our new segment called E-Confidence, where we ask local citizens questions about our economy to test their econ smart. What Channel 5? Do you mind if I ask you a few questions regarding our economy? What do you think the real gross domestic product for quarter 3 in 2017 was?
What's my favorite product of the year? The Skateboard 3000. All my friends want that.
Okay, well actually, the seasonally adjusted annual rate of real GDP for quarter 3 of 2017 is $17,170 billions of change $2009. That showed an increase of 3.3% from last quarter and a change from a year ago of $392 billions of change $2009. And the potential real GDP for 2017 is $2,645, a great rise from the current GDP. Okay, off to the next person. Hi, next question. What is the total non-farm payrolls employment for November of 2017?
Corn? Yo, man, I could really go for some corn on the cob right now.
Actually, the total non-farm payrolls employment is a measure of the number of U.S. citizens in the economy that does not include farm employees, unpaid volunteers, and private household employees. The total is 147,241 millions of workers monthly and is currently on the rise. This was a 228 seasonally adjusted change in thousands of persons and a 0.155% increase from last year. Okay, well thank you for participating. I think our time is up. Back to you, Nicole. Thank you, Rachel. It looks like our economy is expanding. Santa will be coming to town this holiday shopping season. In fact, we have just received news that the effective federal funds rate is currently at 1.16% as of November 2017. This means that all the bankers better get their loans while the interest rates are still low. Let's continue with our E-Confidence segment as Kim goes on a Skype call with Janet Yellen all the way from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York.
Thank you, Nicole. I have the honor of being here today alongside Janet Yellen, Chairwoman of the Fed.
Thank you, ma'am. But I'm a very busy woman, so you'll have to hurry along now, alright?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
The Treasury yield curve is currently rising to 2.4 as of quarter 4. The inflation expectations for 2.5% for November 2017 with a history of fluctuation for the past few months, but we expect the value to rise. So obviously, the average wage is on the rise because inflation causes workers to demand higher wages. Lastly, the exchange rates for $1 US are as follows, and I will not repeat myself. 0.85 euro, 1.28 Canadian dollars, and 1.33 Australian dollars. Got it? Good.
Wait, so what are yield curves?
Oh, great. Very well. Yield curves are important because they depict a curve relating the amount of time since a bond was purchased versus the interest earned on that bond. This is the current yield curve. In a full employment economy or an inflationary economy, the curve shows that the interest earned increases faster at a lower maturity and faster as the maturity increases. The graph is inverted in a recessionary economy because people are nervous about the future. Thus, interest rates fall.
Go.
The core consumer price index as of October 2017 is 253.428, which is currently on the rise as it showed a 1.8% increase from last quarter. This indicator does not include food and energy, unlike the headline consumer price index, which was a 2% increase from last quarter. These rising CPIs are signs of inflation.
What about housing?
The ratio of houses for sales compared to houses sold is 4.9 as of October 2017. This gives us information about the inventory of the supply curve of houses. The month supply tells how long the current for sale inventory will last given the current sales rate when no new houses are built. According to the S&P, the current stock index is 2,663.33. This is a measurement of the performance of the stock market and is based on the price of stocks. The index has been rising for the past decade, which shows the economy is expanding. The core consumer price index as of October 2017 is 253.428, which is currently on the rise as it showed a 1.8% increase from last quarter. This indicator does not include food and energy, unlike the headline consumer price index.
Oh, alright then.
This segment is sponsored by Noble Review.
The best way to guarantee double fives on your AP Macro Micro exam.
Now we will go to the Federal Open Market Committee's meeting as Mari covers the event.
Thank you, newscaster. The FOMC meets every 6 weeks to discuss possible changes in monetary policy that are necessary due to the state of the economy.
All right, let's start.
Sir, although there are certainly many great things occurring in our economy today, such as a relative maximum in real GDP and relative minimum in civilian unemployment, U.S. citizens are concerned about the rising of both core and headline consumer price index. Should people be worried about the state of our economy?
The rising price level of money can indicate many bad things to come in our economy. We project that both core and headline CPI will increase, diminishing the purchasing power of money and causing wages to rise. We also project the increase in interest rate due to high inflation. However, given current conditions, real GDP will expected to rise and the civilian and natural unemployment rates are expected to fall. This indicates that AD is expected to rise and our economy is in its expansionary phase. These conditions can be illustrated by this graph. The aggregate demand curve is shifting. The aggregate demand curve is shifting to the right, causing a higher price level, greater output in real GDP, and lower unemployment rate. However, this shift in AD past the equilibrium price level and output is causing our economy to be in an inflationary state.
Why is aggregate demand increasing?
The aggregate demand curve shifts when there is a change in consumption, business investment, government expenditures, and net exports.
What policies will be implemented to combat this inflation?
A contractionary monetary policy will be put into place to lower aggregate demand, causing a decrease in price level, real GDP, and output.
This will be implemented by selling Treasury securities, increasing discount rates, and increasing the reserve requirement, which thus decreases the excess reserves, causing a decrease in money supply. This, in turn, will cause banks to increase their interest rates as there is more demand for money, causing the dollar to appreciate and the aggregate demand to decrease.
To achieve this contractionary policy, the FOMC will increase federal funds rate, the interest rates at which banks charge each other for overnight loans.
Thank you very much for your time. Back to you, newscaster.
That's all the time we have today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
That was easy.